Scream Queens.
Welcome to Scream Queens,
the podcast where two comedians watch, review, and gossip about everything on your screens. I'm Alex J, comedian, writer, podcast producer.
and I am Beck Charwood.
That is a fact.
I forgot who I was. You know what? I am Beck Charwood, and that's enough. And I'm also a comedian.
More than enough. So today is our gossip episode.
Yes.
Where we're going to talk about
Yes.
all the things that don't matter and pretend that they do.
Yeah.
How are you, my love?
I'm good. This has been a rough week for sleep, which we've spoken about.
We have.
Now that I'm 30, sleep is no longer a guarantee or a promise.
I was saying to you, I'm so sorry, but I'm also so happy to have a new member in the club, in the No Sleep Club.
It hit me like you wouldn't believe. Like over the past few months, I've slowly been like, God, it is really hard
What is going on?
to get some fucking shut eye. And it turns out I have to now do all these little fucking rituals and leave my phone in the other room and read 50 pages of a book. And
Damn, you are doing all the things.
God forbid I have a coffee past 6 a.m. Oh my God, not getting any shut eye after that.
No, you can't have coffee after, say, 12. And I forgot to tell you while we were talking about it, you also can't have any kind of soda after about 4.
Oh, God.
Especially any soda like a Coke or a Coke Zero with caffeine in it.
Oh, the acid reflux train hit me last year, so that's
already
literally went to a
one and done.
doctor and I was like, I have acid reflux really bad, and he's like, do you eat before bed? I was like, yeah, like 3 hours before bed, and he's like, it's got to be earlier.
3? What?
Right?
Fucking hell.
It's not fair.
On International Women's Day as well. Oh,
Yeah.
we are recording this on International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day to everyone.
Yay, we love it. Look, I like to celebrate all the international women that aren't me because I'm tired.
Yeah.
Don't think about me for International Women's Day.
Okay.
I'm perceived enough.
Good. It's very self-aware.
Sorry, I've complicated thoughts and I'm trying to make it funny, but it's just there's just so much in my head.
It's a complicated day.
Yes. Yes, but to all the women out there, you're doing so good.
So fucking good. It's hard and you're doing really fucking good.
Yeah, give yourself that little treat.
Hey, and if you want to drink soda after 4 p.m., fucking go for it. Who cares?
Wake up grumpy tomorrow.
Exactly. They do.
They fucking do. How are you?
I'm well. I'm sleeping well this week, actually. I'm so
brag.
sorry.
All right, I guess I'm going to fuck myself.
But I'm excited because today is the Oscars. When this is released, the
Yes.
Oscars are airing.
Finally. We've been amping up to this for quite some time. And this is the first year that I've kind of watched most of the movies.
Sure.
We haven't watched all of them, but we've covered.
The main ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have any favorites that you're rooting for?
I am rooting for Poor Things.
Same.
If Saltburn was a contender, I'd be rooting for Saltburn. But as they are not, I'm rooting Poor Things across the board.
Yeah, there's going to be one semi-horny movie
Surely.
taking it out.
Yeah. What
And
about you?
also, Anatomy of a Fall as well.
Oh, yeah.
Those two movies can get as many awards as they like, and I won't be upset at all.
Let's do some predictions.
Ooh, yay!
And we will in a few short hours be proven right or wrong. And then we'll do a recap on next week's episode of the entire proceedings.
Fantastic.
All right, let's go through the main categories. Actor in a leading role. Mm-hmm. We've got Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti, The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer, Jeffrey Wright, American Fiction.
Okay. I mean, there's a couple people on that list that I know I don't don't want them to get it,
Yeah?
but I will
Pray tell.
Dude, this Maestro shit.
Yep.
I fucking...
Yeah.
Why? I put on the first 10 minutes of it and I was like, nah,
Did you?
can't do it.
I've heard, Maestro didn't make it into our Oscars run-up season, but I have heard that it is incredibly boring.
Fucking...
6 years he learnt how to conduct one song. 6 years for this movie.
have a hobby, babe. And it feels like it was built around that. I felt like he got in so deep. He's like, we have to make the movie now.
100%. Yeah, that was the elevator pitch for this movie. It's like, it's about this conductor, blah, blah, blah. But did you know Bradley Cooper has been training for 6 years for this one scene? I think that was the entire pitch for the film.
There's so many other things that you could, like, 6 years of training. It's like, there's so many other impressive things you could do.
Yeah.
Easily learn a backflip in that time.
You could learn how to do a triple backflip in that time.
Right. A whole floor routine.
But like,
Simone Biles. That's the biopic you need to train 6 years for, not this fucking shit.
Yes. But yeah, I wonder if like this would be so devastating to him if he doesn't take out the best actor in a leading role.
Good, feel silly. You're acting silly.
How embarrassing. Because like that would have been like everyone, you know, there's Oscars, it's Oscars bait. That's what these movies all play to, is so that they can get nominated and win awards in award season. I think Bradley learning how to conduct for 6 years would have been a huge thing for Oscars specifically. I mean, great to get a nom, but I don't see him winning, and I think he's going to be real sad about it.
I mean, he is very talented.
Sure,
but
yes.
His ego got the better of him here.
I think so. So I just believe that Cillian Murphy will win. I don't know if I believe he should, but I think Oppenheimer's going to take out a fuck ton of shit. If the past, you know, SAG and everything shows us anything, I think Oppenheimer's going to pretty much take it all.
Yeah, and it is a good movie. Unfortunately,
yeah, it is.
On International Women's Day, when we are recording this, we have to give it up to them.
Sure.
It was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Great job, boys. I hope you're proud.
Actor in a supporting role. We've got Sterling K. Brown, American Fiction, De Niro, Killers of the Flower Moon, Downey Jr., Oppenheimer, Gosling, Barbie, Ruffalo, Poor Things. There's some strong contenders in there.
Fuck. That is a tough one.
Yeah.
RDJ was fucking fantastic in Oppenheimer.
And he won it at the SAG.
Yes. And also Gosling oh my God.
Could you imagine?
Come on, he was fantastic.
If he took it out for a comedy role.
Yeah.
Because like typically comedy doesn't really see much in the Oscars at all.
Yeah, and there's maybe I haven't seen American Fiction, Fiction, which I think has is comedy elements.
Oh wow. What a fun category. So that's this
like three supporting.
Because of Ruffalo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Interesting.
Look, if it's Ken or Ruffalo, I'll be stoked.
I'll be really happy.
Agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But I think it will be Downey Jr.
And then I won't be mad.
Yeah. Actress in a leading role. We've got Annette Bening for Nyad.
Oh, I haven't seen Nyad.
I haven't even really heard of it. Shit. Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon. Sandra Huller, Anatomy of a Fall. Carey Mulligan, Maestro, and Emma Stone for Poor Things.
It's got to be Emma Stone. I mean, I know I haven't seen Nyad and I haven't seen
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Or Maestro. No, I have seen Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
I
and
didn't
Lily
know you saw
Gladstone
that.
is amazing in it. Mm-hmm. However, Poor Things, the effort and work and everything from the physicality to the vocal work to scripting and everything from Emma Stone was just, it's
performance alone.
Yes.
Incredible. But Sandra Huller as well, Anatomy of a Fall. She's
great.
Fucking insane.
Hot like contenders there.
And I've also I was reading that Taylor TikTok. I'm reading my notes that I wrote down from the TikTok.
What has society become when we're writing notes about a TikTok about a movie?
And now we're talking about it on a podcast. That's where we're living in, baby. That there was across the board in the past awards ceremonies, Golden Globes, SAG and all that, there's been a lot of consistency with the male actors and supporting actors winning stuff, and it's often been Oppenheimer, but there's been a lot of inconsistency with the female winners. So Lily Gladstone's won, Emma Stone's won, it's not as a sure thing of who's going to win the Oscar. So it's a bit more exciting, I think, for that one. Next, we have actress in a supporting role, Emily Blunt, Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks, The Color Purple, American Ferrera, Barbie, Jodie Foster, Nyad, and Davine Joy Randolph, The Holdovers.
Who's your favourite?
Out of those, Davine Joy Randolph. I really liked her in The Holdovers.
Me too.
Yeah, she was great.
She was amazing.
Yeah.
As much as Emily Blunt did a great job.
Sure, yeah.
I haven't seen, Naiad or The Colour Purple. And America Ferrera was amazing.
She was. I don't know if it's Oscar worthy though.
Yes, yeah.
In terms of like, if you like, it meant a lot, but performance wise, she did a great job. But I don't know if, I think Davine Joy Randolph did incredibly more with her role.
Every time she was on the screen, could not take my eyes off of her.
Yeah. And let's do Best Picture.
Oh, the hot one, the big
one.
one, the daddy or mummy in this case.
That's it, yeah. So we've got American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest. Fuck, that's a meaty category.
List. So we've seen all of those except for Maestro.
American Fiction.
And
The Zone of Interest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we've seen all the other ones.
I predict it'll be Oppenheimer. I don't agree with that, though.
Yeah. I do want it to be Poor Things, but I think because last year it was Everything Everywhere All at Once.
True.
Which is wacky kooky.
Yeah, a bit too... You can't have two abstracts in a row.
No.
Yeah.
God forbid they have two brave concepts in a year.
We got to go Everything Everywhere, Kooky, La Yum Yum. And then next year has to be...
The genre of Kooky Lala Yum Yum. And the best Kooky Lala Yum Yum film.
La La Land. It's not La La Land. I know. And so obviously, it's like the presidency, right? You have Obama and then America has to recorrect to Trump. Yeah. So you have Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then it has to be Oppenheimer the next year because it has to then be a very serious male biopic to do with bombs and war.
Yeah, you can't give us lefty freaks too much hope.
Yeah, I would love Poor Things to win.
Yeah, that's top. Anatomy of a Fall.
Yeah.
That could take, we would
Fantastic
like that.
Fantastic film. Barbie, yes, I think Barbie should be a very strong contender. I don't think it will be in the top 3 potentials to take it out. But it was a fucking moment and it shifted the world. And you can't say that for many of these other movies.
Yeah.
Okay, next we're going to talk about...
Yes, what's on the agenda?
Next we're going to talk about Madam Web.
Girl, from great films...
to absolute stinkers.
Madam
Web and the reaction from its leading lady, Dakota Johnson.
Yeah, so this has been everywhere. And I honestly respect these women for it.
Yep.
So it's almost like every single person involved in Madam Web, except for the writers, knew it was going to be shit.
Right.
And I know that because one of the rare times billboards promoting the movie, the writers were listed on the poster. As if so when it came out, people would know who directly to blame. So they would be like, oh, yes, I see Dakota Johnson. I see Sydney Sweeney. But, oh, okay. So these guys are also involved in it. Good.
Okay, good
so
to
they're
know.
accountable.
I reckon Dakota Johnson insisted on that.
Yeah.
It's like, fine, you can have my face on it, but you better have some more names up there.
Oh, yeah. I can't be the whole thing.
I need to be in company on this.
For anyone that doesn't know, Madam Web is a part of the Marvel universe and a Sony movie because Sony and Marvel have dual ownership of the Spider-Man franchise. Mm-hmm. And so this is essentially, and I hate to use the word, but like the girl version, girl Spider-Man. And upon seeing the trailer, I was very fearful for this because they introduce Dakota Johnson as Madam Web. I was like, cool. New for her. She's never done a superhero.
Yeah.
But then immediately, even watching the trailer, I was like, this is too complex because so she is Madam Web and she can see into the future. But what she does is then there's 3 teenagers that she needs to protect from someone trying to kill them. And then they find out that they also have Madam Web powers.
Oh, God.
And
see, this is what I don't like about superhero movies. I bet you there's parallel timelines. I bet you there's parallel timelines.
I bet you there was a post-credit scene.
Oh, of course there is.
Which you shot yourself
teasing
in.
the second movie that will never happen.
Oh, my God.
So it's been so poorly received. It tanked at the box office. It's only grossed $40 million so far.
Bro.
On a budget of 100.
Dude.
Bro.
That's fucked up.
Fuck that.
That's what was the budge? Do we know?
100.
Fuck
No,
me.
sorry. Budget was 80. And it's only grossed 40 so far.
Fuck.
And it's only got a 12% score on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's got, oh my God. I've never seen a score so low on IMDb.
What is it?
3.7? Are you kidding?
I've found some quotes. The Guardians described it as dumb and schlocky. And
schlocky?
Yeah, I like that.
You're coming up with all the made up phrases.
An unholy mess. And
unholy? The Lord wouldn't like it?
No. This would be condemned
by the Catholic Church.
By the Catholic Church, by the Vatican.
What was that one movie they condemned? Oh, it was A Clockwork Orange.
It's rated C for condemned.
And Madam Web. So if you're a Catholic, don't watch those two movies.
Evil.
If you want to be let into heaven.
But it's the lowest grossing opening weekend of any Spidey adjacent movie made this century, which I like that popped in as a little qualifier. Made this whole century.
And there's been a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's been 3 whole separate Spider-Man franchises.
Yeah, fuck. So, so Dakota's been on the promotional trail. Our beautiful...
Promotional?
Yeah.
Demotional
trail.
She is swinging.
Dakota Johnson from Well, That's Not True, Ellen fame.
But this is the great thing about Dakota Johnson is because her parents are so famous. If anyone doesn't know, her mum is Melanie Griffith.
Yep.
The woman with the most beautiful legs in the world. And her dad is Don Johnson, who are Hollywood megastars.
Yeah.
So it's like she's not scared of these people.
No, well, that's what's made her confidence shine so hard. In all, like, I love Dakota Johnson.
Me too.
And I love this act that she's got in her life, starting with the That's Not True Ellen situation. Now she's just got this, you're right, it's the confidence of being a Nepo baby. Fuck it, I can say whatever the fuck I want style attitude. And I love it for her.
Yeah. I like that she's like, Nepo baby, I find that conversation lame. Like, she just truly says what she thinks.
Yeah. And she has, it's been interesting how she has come out about the Nepo baby stuff. She's probably the poster child for Nepo baby discourse.
Look, I think that's Sofia Coppola.
Oh, true.
I think that started in with The Godfather 3 and then has been bubbling and now it's a boiling point.
But Dakota's really like lent into it, and like, cause she did that really funny sketch on SNL about with the Please Don't Destroy guys. She did that really funny because 2 of them are Nepo babies.
Yes, yeah.
So she really lent into it, but I think she's having fun with it, and I really respect that. And I respect a woman who has the like solidness in the industry that she can stand up and be like, sorry, this movie sucks. I didn't like it. She's like, I didn't like being in it. It wasn't fun to shoot. She was saying how she's never had to react to green screen explosions before, and all of it was just really difficult. And she still hasn't seen the movie. She still has not viewed the movie herself. I think she's ducked out of every premiere.
That is fair enough, because I've done, like, even if I do a good stand-up set, I dread watching the footage back.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. So imagine knowing it's bad.
Oh.
And then having to watch yourself be like, huh. I knew when they fucked up when they changed because the famous quote from Spider-Man is, with great power comes great responsibility.
Okay, yeah.
When they were like, you know what? That iconic line that is said out of context. People often don't know that it's from Spider-Man. That's how great it is.
That's how huge it is, yeah.
We're going to take that and we're going to rejig it.
Did they in this movie? What is it?
Oh my God.
No.
Let me get this right, because it is...
While you're loading that up, just a few more things. Loving Dakota Johnson. She fired her representation as soon as she finished making this film. She said, I don't know when I'll see it, someday. During another appearance, she asked the interviewer, "Did you see the movie? I haven't. You know more about it than me."
Fucking good. There is something that you can tell when people are on the media circuit and they hate the movie and they have to pretend and like.
I couldn't think of anything worse.
Yeah.
As a professional creative actor, to not be able to spruik the project that you're, oh
my God, I'd be up in the hotel room at night just crying, being like, every day I'm
lying. I don't want to go. It's like you said, like watching your own set back. Or it's also like when, when you do a set and the room runner records a bit of your set, like a 10-second, and then puts it up on stories.
Oh my God, of the setup with no punchline.
Of the setup, so no one's laughing and everyone's just listening, or it's like, it's the punchline, but it doesn't get a big laugh. And you're like, I'm not, and they tag you. You're like, I'm not fucking sharing
Why
this.
Why the fuck would it? Yes.
So we get it, Dakota.
We get it. Basically, we are the same as you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I'm glad I looked this up because I knew it in my head. And then I thought, no, there's no way.
There's no way.
It's that bad. Surely that did not go through meeting after meeting for approval.
Oh no, that's the thing. There's so many meetings for approval at every stage of this.
Here it is. When you take responsibility, you will gain powerful abilities.
No!
It doesn't even rhyme.
You can't put ability and responsibility in the same sentence.
Abilities, by the way.
That's
not
too
ability.
many a's. You can't, that's not a good sentence. That's not good copy. That's not good copy.
Also, just say the same fucking line.
That's the point, isn't it? Like, wouldn't that be cute? To pop that, like, that's what you superhero people love.
And it's also like, it's like lip service to the fans. So they can go,
that's it. I know that one.
Yeah, that's how you know she's Spider-Woman, because she said the thing.
The thing.
But I am kind of reveling in the joy of this, because the downfall of Marvel has kind of been glorious, I will say.
It has, as a non-Marvel lover, which we, delved into a lot in our previous podcast, Dude Cinema. It's pretty validating, I will say. It's satisfying to me.
Yeah, it's like you are truly seeing capitalism crumble within the MCU.
Yeah.
It's like you guys went too hard, too fast, and it clearly everything became about the money and putting everything you can out at once rather than writing interesting stories.
Too many.
Yeah.
Speaking of it, Dakota's also not a Marvel fan, which I also love for her.
Right.
I think she's my new hero. So there was an early promotional video where she was still in costume in which she said, "I have always loved Marvel movies." But then she later admitted that she has only seen roughly, quote, 4% of them.
Which is actually 27.
That's
so
she's actually well-versed.
Yeah.
And she was asked to name, or I think maybe guess, the names of other Spider-Man films. And her guesses were Spider-Man, Here He Comes. Spider-Man, and He's Back. And The Goblet of Spider-Man. She's funny.
She is fucking funny. And people don't realize it's like she's often not being a bitch. She's doing it for laughs because she's fucking bored.
And she's funny. Like we saw it in that sketch with the Please Don't Destroy Boys. She's got great comedic timing.
Yes.
She's so dry. She's so dry.
Yes.
I love her.
So go off. Even Sydney Sweeney mentioned it in her SNL monologues.
Oh, I haven't watched yet.
Oh, it's just a throwaway line, but she's like, "You haven't seen me in Madam Web," like literally telling people to not watch.
Love that. Love that. Great.
Finally, speaking of women that we love, Anne Marie Tendler is releasing her memoir. For anyone that doesn't know, this is very comedy adjacent. So Anne Marie Tendler,
but it broke mainstream though. I feel like.
Oh my God.
When it was all going down. Sorry to interrupt.
No, but it was a familiar story that we've heard too many fucking times on crack, literally. And
Nice.
So Anne Marie Tendler is John Mulaney, the comedian's ex-wife.
Yes.
They were together for 14 years and he always talked about her in his stand-up and everyone lauded him for it because he's one of the few male stand-up comedians who talked about his wife in a positive light.
We were all so rocked to our core to learn that a male comedian likes his wife and is happy to talk about it.
Yes.
And can you believe it? There's funny to be made in liking your wife.
Oh my God, who knew?
So we loved him for that. That was his main, apart from being a fucking excellent stand-up comedian and writer, that was his big draw.
Yeah.
Was he's a nice guy who likes his wife.
Is married and they have a beautiful dog and they live in New York and they've also chosen to not have kids and they're happy.
Yeah, I love seeing that in this modern age.
Oh my God. It was really sweet and we all believed it.
We did.
And we all fell for it.
We fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
I didn't fucking sinker.
But
then, all of a sudden, over the pandemic, unfortunately, John Mulaney, who was a ex-cocaine addict, got back into drugs, got addicted to cocaine again, I'm sure with many other things, and all of a sudden left his wife and got Olivia Munn pregnant.
in pretty quick succession as well.
We all found out about that pretty much at once.
All at once, yeah. Because I looked up a timeline.
Tell the people.
So he went to rehab. So he fell off the wagon, so Anne Marie Tendler is releasing a memoir about her entire life, which we assume will heavily feature this storyline.
Yes.
I feel like John Mulaney has also released his memoir in his Baby J special.
Yes.
That's him detailing that, but he doesn't talk about it, the breakdown of his relationship at all.
Yes, which I think is a legal matter.
Yeah.
I think that because they would be still in divorce proceedings.
Sure, yeah.
And part of it, I imagine, if I was divorced from a very famous comedian, I would definitely put in the clause that you are not fucking allowed to capitalize off breaking my fucking heart.
Gosh, if only regular people could do that too. Head to the
If
Patreon
only.
to find out what that means.
Get a more interesting story.
I love you. So he went to rehab for 60 days after falling off the wagon. He came out of rehab and divorced Anne Marie pretty much straight away. There's been a lot of conjecture about... Well, I remember at the time, everyone was like, once you come out of rehab, you should not make any big life decisions for at least 2 years.
Yes, they say don't get into a relationship.
Or don't leave a relationship. Actually, unless the relationship's toxic. So then that's why there's a lot of conjecture around, well, maybe Anne Marie Tendler was a toxic influence on him, or understandably, if he's gone through this whole process for the last 14 years of on and off, or like recovering, not recovering, alcoholic and addict, like... It's so that journey for him is so wrapped up in his marriage with Anne Marie that maybe like now that he's sober, he needs to separate completely from that old life. Like so there was a lot of chatter around that kind of stuff, but all in all, Anne Marie then came out and put a statement out saying that she was basically blindsided by it. So she had no idea this was coming. So he did this all without her. So she's like, he's done the 60 days of rehab. And then he's come out and left her. So that was December 2020. He went into rehab. At that time, Olivia Munn tweeted, sending so much love and support to John Mulaney, you got this. So there's also been a lot of chatter around the fact that Olivia Munn has been a real fangirl of John Mulaney for many years.
And she previously has slid into the DMs of men in relationships.
Ah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She does not have I would say, positive track record when it comes to relationships.
I believe that. And so then in Feb 2021, he gets out of rehab, they split, and by May 2021, he's dating Olivia. Well, they announced that they're dating, so who knows how long it was happening before
pregnant at this
them.
point though, right?
And then in September 2021, John weirdly announces the pregnancy on Late Night with Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
He does a whole segment.
Well, not announce it. He had to address it. There was photos of her
addressed
out,
it.
them together with her full pregnant belly.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you have to admit it at this point.
And he waited till the end of the segment to do it. And then he kind of just was like, and we're having a baby. And Seth's like, yay. And he's like, and we're very happy. But he's like, I don't know. It was weird.
Is that the one where he was high as fuck?
No, that was previous from that. But
yeah.
that was weird too, where he came on with sunglasses and stuff.
Yeah. And everyone's like, he's sober. It's like, no, he's fucking not. Are you stupid? Showing up to television with sunglasses on. The Blues Brothers did it for a fucking reason.
They were
high out of their
high.
fucking minds.
Yeah.
Same with Joaquin Phoenix when he did that fucking character. You can't tell me that man wasn't on drugs.
Exactly.
When he had that idea.
100%. So that's the timeline. And then, yeah, Anne Marie Tendler, after the divorce and with finding out that he was dating fucking smoking hot Olivia Martin, like as a person, but smoking hot.
Gorgeous,
so
yeah.
That's got to suck.
Her hair is so nice.
Oh, so full.
I remember she posted this picture of being like, look at all my hair breakage after pregnancy. I was like, that's my hair on a good day.
Oh my God, that's me with extensions. So after all that, Anne Marie definitely came out and said she didn't know that John was planning to leave her, and she's a woman scorned, essentially.
And also, I imagine it's really scary because he admits in Baby J, which unfortunately is a fantastic comedy special.
It's fantastic. On that, I just want to say, I still love John Mulaney.
Yes.
He's not like cancelled a la Louis C.K. or anything like. Those guys actually did illegal stuff. It's not illegal to cheat or allegedly cheat on your wife.
Unless depending what country you're doing
Well, that's true. But definitely not in America. And it's not illegal to break up with your wife and then have a baby with someone else. But
yes,
it's not good behavior, and we don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I still love him as a comedian. I think he's fantastic.
But so the special is fantastic. And even in Baby J, he talks about how he was hiding his drug addiction from everyone.
Yeah.
And it's like, that would be really scary to have been in a relationship with someone for decades who you think is the love of your life. And then all of a sudden they're acting super fucking weird.
Yeah.
And lying about it to you.
I can't imagine it was easy for her.
And over the pandemic as well, when you're so isolated. So it's like, he might be the only person you're really talking to or hanging out with.
Yeah.
And you've got no one else to like confide in, really.
Fuck, that would be hard.
It would have been really scary. And she also put out that the photo
picture.
essay. Oh my God. Of like, what was it called?
I don't know what it was called, but yeah, she did. She's a photographer and an artist. She makes lampshades as well.
Some of those beautiful lampshades you've ever seen.
Stunning. And she did a photo series of her alone at a dinner table, and it was
and alone in the apartment. It was heartbreaking.
It was eerie. It was gorgeous.
And the photos of her just like, she was in like just like her underwear, but just like you could feel it wasn't sexual in any way. It was like the shame and like low self-esteem of like checking your body and being like, what was it?
Yeah.
Wasn't this enough?
So her new memoir has been announced. It's coming out in May, I think. And it's called Men Have Called Her Crazy. So I'm really fucking looking forward to it.
Me too.
We have not heard her side of this story at all. We also haven't really heard John's side either. He's been pretty tight-lipped on.
But he does do the thing that I have said so many times already. He gave us 2%.
Yep.
He gives us 2% and it's professional and it works.
It works.
Yeah.
And him and Olivia are still together, which really surprised me. I don't think anyone expected
and
they would last.
Seem and I wish them happiness as a family and a couple. And I hope that he's happier now. I mean, until I read this book, who knows? When I read this book, when I listen to Celebrity Memoir Book Club, I make up of the book.
All right. Well, that's it for all of our GOSS, our screen GOSS this week.
Yes, so much.
There's a lot.
Things.
There's a lot that didn't make it as well. So maybe what we can do is move any stories that didn't make it to the main app over to Patreon.
Yes. And also, if you're seeing anything popping up in the pop culture zeitgeist that you want us to cover, just slip it in the DMs.
Yeah.
We're always looking for suggestions and ideas.
You know what? I would love to. One of the stories that didn't make it to today's app is that Kate Winslet has come out blasting the use of Ozempic. And in an interview, she spoke about her struggles with eating disorder and stuff when she was young and famous.
People were so awful to her.
Yeah. So I'd love to talk about that on the Patreon.
Yes.
So head over.
Well, for that, head over. And I will finally tell that story about an actress being rude to me at a party.
Yes.
10 years ago. I forgot, and some people have messaged me being like, what the fuck is
What is it? Okay.
So
if you haven't joined our Patreon, please do. You get both the Monday and Wednesday episodes early on Sunday afternoons, and we do a fortnightly, pretty long and meaty catch-up.
yeah.
So,
All right. Well, we love you.
We love you.
Bye.